classic landlord dilemma. The lease is up, your tenant is paying below market. So should you extend with the current tenant or chase a new tenant potentially paying more? Now, on the face of it, this is an easy decision. This is a no-brainer. But the truth is, there are a lot of factors to consider in making the right decision moving forward. Peace of mind, that's what you have as the landlord right now. Extend with that tenant, stays in place. There's not a lot to do. You don't have to worry, you just keep collecting the rent. But there's that nagging question, can I get a higher rent? Well, this depends on a lot of things like the time of the year, the number of tenants that are actually out there circulating, looking for the type of home. We're mostly talking about single family homes here, the type of home that you're presenting for lease. And what about those comps, those lease comps? Are they truly reliable? Some of them might be 6 to 12 months old. And my assertion is that lease comps don't really hold water because the market changes so quickly. It's very fluid in the tenant leasing market. Can I get the same quality of tenant? And what I mean by this really is someone who's paying the rent and looking after the property. The next tenant may not have that same care for your home moving forward, even if they do pay more rent. And what about the horror situation where you get rid of the current tenant, you got the new tenant, and he turns out to be a nightmare? It can happen. There's a lot of unknowns with new tenant. Re-tenanting costs, what about that? Well, you've got the recurring maintenance for sure, but when you put a new tenant in, they typically have another set of requests. Hey, I want the carpet cleaned. I need the rooms repainted or the garden refurbished. A lot of that happens to secure the new tenant who's got a fresh set of eyes on the property that you're going to rent them. And what about the commissions? You want to pay me another commission for the new tenant? Again, this all factors down to the bottom line. And vacancy is a true cost. When you go chase that tenant, remember you got one, as they say, bird in the hand versus two in the bush. You've got an existing tenant. When you chase that new tenant, you can have some vacancy, especially at the wrong time of the year. You can be vacant for a month or two, and that is a true cost of releasing and drops your effective rent way down when you're vacant. Leasing is way more complex than you actually think, than most landlords think, especially if it's your first time. That's why I put together a comprehensive leasing guide to help you navigate through all the pitfalls of the tenanting process. Click the link below and download your copy now. So can I really lease it for more quickly? Well, oftentimes the answer is no. And what you're better to do is to stay with the existing tenant, perhaps with a modest rent increase, and then only deal with the re-tenanting question once that tenant decides to move out. Now that you know some new leasing strategies, you might think that you're done, but there are more strategies and pitfalls to avoid when it comes to leasing a home. I've made a whole video series on this topic, so click on the video that's on your screen right now, and we'll see you there. The Room.